On the previous lesson, we've built a website portfolio. So this time we are going to set up a server and upload it in order to have it live on the web. In my 10 years of web design, I've changed like 4 different servers for my sites and my client sites. I ran into some small issues with the previous ones, especially like after a couple of months, I had like low speed on my websites and I had complaints from my clients. That's why I migrate every now and then. I go to a different server. I'm running my second year on SiteGround at the moment and I had 0 issues. Everything runs smoothly. The interface is very good. You're gonna see in a moment. Small disclaimer, nobody paid me any money to say these things. This is not a promotional video. However, I did contact SiteGround and I managed to obtain this local link you will find down there. And if you click it, you get always the biggest discount they have running on the server at the time. So even if you watch the video like 2 years in the future, you can still click this link down below and get the largest discount that is running at the moment on their servers. However, if you want to do your own research and go to a different server, the steps are pretty much the same. The interface is going to change a little bit, but all the basic things we're going to do are going to be the same for every server, so you can of course still follow this tutorial. I do hear the music running on the background. This means only one thing: let's drop this intro! This is the portfolio we built on the previous tutorial, and all the files we have are inside this folder. We can open the folder. So I have them all in here: index.html, style CSS, and the folder with our images. So all these files, we'll have to upload them on a server in order to have our site online. Let's go do that. If you go on my website, under tutorials, you will find the second lesson we have here, and I'm gonna use the SiteGround. We see here that you will have 75% off if you click this banner, and they do have 3 plans. Of course, you can take the time and read all the details. Basically, on the first one, it's the cheapest one and you can build only one website. The second one, you can build unlimited websites, and with the discount it's pretty cheap at the moment. So I guess probably you will need this one. To be honest, I have the Go Geek one because I have some websites for clients that require extra stuff, but of course feel free to use any hosting provider you want. The steps are gonna be basically the same. The most important thing to check before you book your server provider is to Google and find out where they have their physical location of their servers. So if we go on SiteGround here, you see a map and you see where they have all the physical locations. And for instance, I am located in London, so I want to make sure that they have European servers, and most of all that they have in London, and they do. Some of my clients are in Greece, so I can set up their site to be in Paris, that's closer to Greece, or Frankfurt. So this makes the site way faster, because if I book a server that has only in USA and people start visiting from London, it's gonna be super slow and dragging down. However, if you have something like it's online and most of your target group lives in US, you can set up the server to be in the USA. I can't stress this enough. It's super important to check this thing before you buy anything. Now let me log in my SiteGround account. As you see here, I'm hosting like 6 websites at the moment. Some of them are HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Most of them that I have for clients are WordPress, because it's super user-friendly for my clients to keep updating their e-shops and their blogs on their own, and they don't have to ask me all the time to do updates for them. And the great thing with SiteGround is that if you migrate like I did, I was in a different server and I came to SiteGround and I already had most of these sites running, and in WordPress I just had to download one plugin, press 2 buttons, and it did all the migration for me on the spot. I didn't have to download any files to do anything on my own. Here on services, you see my plan. I have the Go Geek, as I told you before. So here, if you just booked your plan, you can find it here. You don't have to press anything at the moment, and going on the websites tab, you will probably have an empty page and you can click new website. Here everything is pretty straightforward, and as I told you before, what I like about SiteGround, aside of the great speed, is that it's super user friendly. For instance, what we said before, most of my servers are located in London, UK, and if I want for some reason to target a different audience for this website, I can just click here and choose any other location that I have available, but I will keep it like that for the moment. If you already booked your domain from a different provider, you can select this option. I will go ahead and get one domain from SiteGround. The site we built was named Thanos Portfolio. I will put .com. Your domain is available for registration. It's going to be like £15. Let's go and do that. Here you can see that if you already have an existing site on a different server, you can migrate it here very simply by clicking here and following these options. But now we have a new website, so we're gonna install a new application. Here it's asking us if the site is going to be on WordPress. We can just press this and it will set the whole server and install WordPress on its own automatically. Here, because we have a HTML and CSS site, we will skip this step and create empty site. We will skip these things, we don't really need them. So this fee is for the domain name that I just bought, thanosportfolio.com. So we'll go on and pay. We'll have to wait a little bit for them to set up everything. It's pretty fast. Okay, let me check my email. So I just have to press this link to verify my domain name, and I just press verify information. Boom. Now we can go on Site Tools. We press Site and File Manager. FTP is File Transfer Protocol, and you can find some programs like FileZilla. I was using for a very long time Dreamweaver, and it was pretty easy and user-friendly to set up the FTP account there. And it's actually a program that takes your files and updates them easily to your server, but we'll not spend time using this one now. We'll just do the simplest way ever, which is the file manager, and you can grab files and upload them up here. So here we have the beginning of our site, and then we'll have public HTML. Let's see what happens if we go to our website at the moment. Let's copy this and paste it here. This is a pre-made web page from Bluehost, which is this one, default HTML, and we're going to replace it with our site. So this is the website we built on the previous lesson, and if we right click over here and we go reveal in File Explorer, we'll find a folder with all our files. We have the style CSS, the index HTML, and all the images that we used to build the website. So these are all the files that we have to upload. We can see the path here to see where they are located, and let's go on and do just that. So we will press the file upload. We will find the files right here. You can press open, boom. Upload file, let's get the HTML, and then upload folder to get all the images. Upload, very nice. Just by refreshing, you see that my site already is online. How crazy is that, guys, right? And this happened because we named our page index.html. The moment you name your main page, your home page, or your landing page, you name it index.html, the server already knows that this is your main page. Here they had the landing page preset to default, but the server is smart and he knows that the moment you put index.html, this is your landing page from now on. You can even go on and delete this one if you want. I will do it. You just highlight it and you press delete. You have to be very careful with what you delete and what you update on the server, but right now our site is actually online. I want to show you some secrets. If I go to http and www.thanosportfolio.com, what do we see here? It says that my site is not secure. This is because we used HTTP and not HTTPS. It's some different protocols you can find here on security, and it's the SSL manager. As you see here, my site is encrypted. So if you are on a different server, you have to make sure that your server provides SSL manager protocols. So if you see this on your site, it means you are not using HTTPS and you are using only HTTP. You have to make sure that your server provides SSL certification and activate it. Here on my SiteGround, everything is activated automatically, and this is why we didn't see this message earlier. We can even go to HTTPS enforce and activate it. And also make sure that every time you share your link, you use HTTPS. So let's go again in the beginning and write HTTPS, 2 dots, 2 slashes, boom, my site is now secure again. One other thing we see here, you see this icon, and here on my website, this is called Favicon, and our site doesn't have a Favicon at the moment. So we will kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, because we are going to make a Favicon, and we are going also to update the files of the server. So in order to put here our Favicon, go on my website, you can find the link down below. You click on tutorials, enter the second lesson, click the download assets button, let's save it here, and we just click it, extract all, please. In this folder we'll find these 3 images. Copy them, Ctrl+C, we go inside our local project folder, and we'll go inside the IMG and paste them right here. So if you're wondering why we have 3 different sizes of them, it's because every browser on every different device, if you're using like computer or laptop screens or iPads or cell phones, they will use a different size of them, and we give them all the options to cover every situation. So now that we have them inside the image folder, the next step is to link them on the HTML. I already moved on and wrote the code for you, so you don't see me typing one by one all these letters. So you can pause the video and enter these 3 lines underneath your title. Basically, we set up links for each one of these images, and we tell all the browsers that we have all these different sizes available, and they will pick the right one for the right situation. Don't forget, of course, to put a save here and save this file, but the thing is that it's saved locally on your computer, and inside the server we still have the old things. So we'll go on and update our server. It's something you're gonna be doing every time you do changes, so it's a process that you have to get used to, I guess. So we go back to our server side. Even if you have SiteGround or whatever else provider you have, it's the same thing. You go on File Manager and you make sure that you're inside the public HTML and you see your index available here, because we're gonna replace it. This is the old one, we have to put the new one, and we click on File Upload. We go on a local file and we select the index.html, open this uploads, and because the file already exists, we will press override. So basically we say to the server, replace the old one with a new one, boom, this is ready. And the next thing we have to do is to go inside the IMG folder and upload there the other files, because this is the path we've set. We press upload, we go here inside 16 by 16, done. 32 by 32, done. And last but not least, 48 by 48. So basically now if we go here and press refresh, we are supposed to see the new Favicon, but we don't see it. Why we don't see it? We'll have to do some troubleshooting for it. Maybe it's the cache. We'll have to go here on more tools and clear browsing data. This is basically because your browser downloaded once all the files and saved them locally. So every time you enter the site, you don't have to download all the assets from the beginning. But now that we did that change, we wanna clean this and download them freshly. So we press clear data and we go back and we refresh again. And again, we don't see anything. So to do the troubleshooting, we can go inspect, open the HTML and go into the head. And we see that the lines we added under the title are missing. So here we still see the older version of our website. The other thing we can do is go back to the server. If you go on the speed, you can see caching right here. We go on the caching, on dynamic cache, and by pressing this button here, says flash cache. It means that we actually clear the cache of the server as well. So we press this, it says that it's successful, and we go back here. Let's close these ones and try to refresh again. Boom! Finally, we have our favicon showing perfectly, and we're pretty much done. These are all the things you have to know in order to upload your site on the server. Now, another thing we have to check is if this site is showing on Google search. So if you go on and Google your domain name, of course it's not showing because it's too early. This is a good time to go on Google Analytics and set up your analytics for your site. If you are not sure how to do it, you can check some tutorials, or if you are interested, you can let me know in the comments below this video and I will create a tutorial for you how to set up your analytics. This is kind of essential, so you get to see the traffic of your website. It will have a lot of statistics for you, how many people enter every day and where are they from. And also it's a good way to speed up the process and make Google see and find your site faster. This is a very important moment for you. You have your first site on the internet and you can actually go on your phone and check out how it looks, if everything is as you expect it to be, and actually you can go on and start sending it to your friends and tell them, hey, look at this, I have my own website. It's not ready yet. We still have to add some projects, but we'll do this on the next lesson. So now that you finally have your site up and running, I would be more than thrilled to see your creations. And I think if you post a link down in the comments of this video, YouTube might take it for spam and block it. This is why I have a comment section open on my website. You can go on the tutorials and comment there and post your links so everybody can see and admire all the things that you've built until now. So make sure you hit this notification button, because on the next video we are going to build our first project using JavaScript. I can't even wait to show you the amazing graphics we're gonna use, and we're gonna do some animation and we're gonna do some crazy stuff. So make sure you don't miss the next one. Thank you very much and see you.